Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith K. Lava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and K. Lava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
Yo, welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is Pissah. I'm your host, Keith K. Lava LaCava, and as you can see, my boy Frank the Bank, he's not here in this one. Dealing with some medical stuff right now, you know, we want him to get better and get back on the show, so get better, Frankie. So before we get into wicked Pissah news, recently this past week, a good friend of mine, Johnny Lagakis, a lot of people know him as Johnny Santoro, he recently lost everything in a house fire, and it's very tragic too. Even worse, he lost his beloved dog and best friend of 12 years, Astia. So very heartbreaking, very sad. Johnny's been a member of the Wareham community since 2008. He owns Santoro's Pizza. My buddy Ryan Capola, a good friend of his as well, set up a GoFundMe, and we're just asking, you know, people, if you can donate, cool, but if you can't, we'd like people to share. I'm going to put the link right here and everything. We appreciate it, everybody, so I wish him the best for you, Johnny. Alrighty, let's get into wicked Pissah news. As always, we're going to start with the Bruins update. So the Bruins, they're currently 39, 23, and 8 on the season, currently 4th in the Atlantic Division. So let's break down what they did this past week. So they lost 3-2 in overtime on the road versus the Canadiens last Tuesday, followed by a dominant 6-1 home win versus the Jets this past Thursday. And lastly, a 4-2 win over the Red Wings in Detroit on Saturday. So Bruins are starting to trend. You know, like I said, they're 4th in the Atlantic. I mean, it's weird that the Buffalo Sabres, like Frankie was talking about, are 1st in the Atlantic. Who would have thought that? And the Panthers are near the bottom. So it's been a weird NHL season. But from the Bruins, as always, we're going to move over to the Celtics update. So the Celtics are currently 47-24 on the season, still 2nd in the East, trying to catch the Pistons. And obviously with Cade Cunningham's recent injury, I mean, that should help out a little bit, even though they just beat the Lakers the other night, which was surprising. But let's see how they did this past week. So they beat the Warriors 120-99 in Boston this past Wednesday. The Celtics officially swept the Pacific Division, going 10-0 in all games played in California, going 8-0 for the first time in franchise history, followed by a 117-112 road win versus the Grizzlies this past Friday. Surprisingly, a back-and-forth game, as you can see from the score. Jaylen Brown finished with a game-high 30 points, but I also want to bring up big man Luka Garza. Not Luka Doncic, Luka Garza. He had 22 points, second most on the team, shooting 9 of 12 from the field. He's been a great fit in the system. And lastly, a 102-92 home loss versus the T-Wolves on Sunday night. This was the first win the T-Wolves have had versus the season Boston in 21 years. I mean, they're starting to surge a little bit, but let's get into some NFL news. And, you know, the free agency had slowed down a little bit in the last 3 weeks, but, I mean, we still got a lot of re-signings and transaction moves to bring up. But before we do that, I'm going to get into the notable retirements this past week. We actually have 4 of them. So, 4-time Pro Bowl wide receiver T.Y. Hilton retires after 11 seasons played in the NFL. I thought he was already retired. I mean, out of nowhere, I hear this guy's retired. I mean, he's been out of the league for the last 3 years. He last played in 2022 with the Cowboys, only playing in 3 games, but was obviously most notable with the Colts. He spent a decade in Indy after being a 3rd-round pick out of FIU in 2012. He ranks 3rd in Colts history with 631 receptions and 9,691 receiving yards, behind only Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in terms of the receiving yards. He topped 1,000 yards 5 times, hitting that mark in 4 consecutive seasons from 2013 to 16, and even had 224 receiving yards and a touchdown in a 28-point comeback versus the Chiefs in a 2013 wildcard matchup. He recently became the first FIU football player inducted into the school's Hall of Fame, and this past December, he was hired as the head football coach of his high school alma mater. He finished his career with 638 receptions for 9,812 yards and 53 touchdowns. I'm sure he'll be a Colts Hall of Famer at some point. Then we got another notable wide receiver retiring here. Veteran wide receiver DJ Shark retires after only 7 seasons in the NFL. He last played with the Chargers in the 2024 season and was with the Falcons this past preseason, but was part of the final roster cuts. He was a 2nd-round pick of the Jags out of LSU in 2018. His 2nd year in the league, he was highlighted with 73 receptions for 1,008 yards and 8 touchdowns, earning his only Pro Bowl nod. Along with the Jags and Chargers, he's also played for the Lions and Panthers and finishes his career with 216 receptions for 3,100 yards and 24 touchdowns. Only 7 seasons, though? I felt like this guy was in the league much longer, but hey, not a bad career. Then I got two notable defenders here, and this one was actually surprising to me. Linebacker Logan Wilson is retiring at 29 years old after only 7 seasons played in the NFL. He was part of the Bengals star-studded masterclass in 2020 that included quarterback Joe Burrow and wide receiver T. Higgins, he being a third-round pick that year out of Wyoming. He was a key figure on the Bengals defense and team that got to the 2021 and 2022 AFC Championship and, of course, Super Bowl 56. In his tenure with the Bengals, the do-it-all linebacker recorded 11 interceptions, 25 pass breakups, 6 forced fumbles, 5.5 sacks, and 541 total tackles. This past season, he was reduced to a smaller role within the Bengals. He requested a trade, which was granted when the Cowboys acquired him for a 2026 7th-round pick. He only had 1 pass breakup, 1 forced fumble, and 24 total tackles with Dallas, and was released this past February as a cap casualty. But now he's calling it a career. Best of luck to him. I mean, that was still a decent career he had. And then this one's very notable, but we all expected this guy to retire. 3-time All-Pro linebacker Levante David is retiring after 14 seasons in the NFL, all with Tampa Bay. A 2nd-round pick to the Bucs in 2012 out of Nebraska, was there for all the mediocre years and never jumped ship. That's loyalty to the fullest if you ask me. An anchor on that Bucs defense, great locker room guy, pre-game and in-game voice, especially for the younger players. In addition to being a 3-time All-Pro, he helped the Bucs end a 13-year playoff drought in 2020 that ended in a Super Bowl victory versus the Chiefs in dominating fashion. David finishes his great career with 1,716 total tackles, 42.5 sacks, 32 forced fumbles, 21 fumble recoveries, 72 pass deflections, 14 INTs, and 3 defensive touchdowns. Great career, so congrats to him and enjoy retirement. I'm sure he'll be a Bucs Hall of Famer, maybe an NFL Hall of Famer at some point. But now let's get into the notable extensions and re-signings. We had a few of those. The Vikings have re-signed quarterback Carson Wentz to a 1-year, $3 million deal with $2.645 million guaranteed. He only played in 5 games before suffering a season-ending shoulder injury where he racked up 1,216 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 5 INTs, going 2-3 as a starter. Now, Wentz is in a QB room with newly signed quarterback Kyler Murray and 2024 first-round pick J.J. McCarthy. All 3 of those guys are top 10 picks. So I wonder who the starter is going to be. Probably Kyler Murray, but we'll have to wait and see. The Seahawks signed wide receiver and offensive player of the year Jackson Smith-Njigba to a 4-year, $168.6 million extension with $120 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. Well deserved. The Chiefs signed longtime veteran tight end Travis Kelce to a 3-year, $54.7 million extension. The Chiefs originally had him on a 1-year extension, but the Chiefs got creative with the structure of his contract, enacting a rarely used clause in the NFL's collective bargaining agreement. Doing this allows the Chiefs to pay what he's owed in 2026 without, dealing with a bad cap hit, and give them full flexibility no matter what comes next, because I'm sure retirement's on the horizon for him. And let's get into the recent offseason moves, because this week we had a few more. The Eagles acquired quarterback Andy Dalton from the Panthers for a 2027 7th-round pick. Dalton returns for his 16th season. Texans signed guard Wyatt Teller to a 2-year, $23 million deal with $16 million guaranteed. The Texans are trying to shore up that O-line for C.J. Stroud. Panthers signed running back A.J. Dillon to a 1-year deal. Should be interested to see where he's using that backfield with Jonathan Brooks slated to return. Chargers signed running back Keaton Mitchell to a 2-year, $9.25 million deal with $5 million fully guaranteed. Eagles signed one of our former players, cornerback Jonathan Jones, to a 1-year deal. The Commanders signed running back Jerome Ford to a 1-year deal. The Browns need to figure something out at running back with Quinshaw Judkins' injury. So now they lost Jerome Ford, so I wonder what they're going to have to do there. Falcons signed wide receiver Jahan Dotson to a 2-year, $15 million deal with $10 million fully guaranteed. Could max out at $17 million. They lost Darnell Mooney, so this is a replacement move. Falcons also signed running back Brian Robinson to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. Cardinals signed wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a 2-year, $10 million deal with a max value of $12 million. And like I said, Dolphins are going 0-17, and here are a few recent moves that they've made. Think this is going to help out Malik Willis. They signed wide receiver Tutu Atwell to a 1-year, $1.4 million deal, and wide receiver Jalen Tolbert, formerly of the Cowboys, to a 1-year deal as well. And then on defense, to replace Bradley Chubb, they've signed edge rusher, former Patriot Josh Uche to a 1-year deal. Like I said, I could see the Dolphins going 0-17. But before we get out of Wicked Pissah news, the joke's been on the Dolphins and how bad they're going to look this upcoming season. Not just in terms of their talent on the field, but financially, they're screwed. The 6 players the Dolphins will be paying the most money to this next season will all be playing for different teams. Between Tyreek Hill, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Bradley Chubb, and Jalen Ramsey, the Dolphins are carrying over $165 million in dead cap money. And here's what Dolphins owner Stephen Ross must have said to the GM in front office.
What are you, stupid?
I'm sure that dude was looking like Robert De Niro and Goodfellas, getting pissed off at those guys. But yeah, that's all we got for Wicked Pissah News. Another good Wicked Pissah News. A lot of moves still being made, and same thing goes for the Patriots. So how about we get into a quick Foxborough focus? So like I said, it's the 3rd week of free agency, and the Patriots, they haven't really made any big blockbuster, mega moves, but still, they made some moves this past week, and we're going to break them down for you guys. Patriots signed cornerback Kindle Vildor to a 1-year deal. This is his 6th NFL team in his 7-year career, spending last year with the Bucs. He also played under Vrabel in Tennessee in 2023 briefly. He had 1 INT off, actually, Mac Jones this past season, so looks like a special teams ad, maybe depth move if he makes the roster. Patriots also signed offensive tackle James Hudson to a 1-year deal. Spent last season with the Giants, but he seems to have a penalty issue. In a game versus Dallas last season, he committed 4 fouls on 6 plays, leading him to getting benched, and he only started 2 games for the Giants last year, so not a lock to make the roster, but again, looks like a depth move. And the Patriots released quarterback Josh Dobbs, bumping Tommy DeVito to number 2. Especially after getting an extension, we saw this move coming. So Josh Dobbs is a free agent. Now Tommy DeVito is looking like the backup for Drake May. And like I said, that was a quick Foxborough focus. Well, let's get into the lava round, and we're back with Picture This Trivia. And we got a version of Picture This Trivia we're calling Old Faces in New Places. We actually got an old face that's going to join us again for Picture This Trivia. Justin Beanie Baby Bean! What's up, brother? Glad you're on the show again, man. So obviously, Justin, you've done Picture This Trivia. You know the deal, but I'm going to break it down for you. So picture's going to pop up on my phone. You got 30 seconds to answer. Obviously, you got 10 of them right. If you get 1 to 5 right, you're going to get a $25 gift card. You get 6 to 9 right, you're going to win the 40 cash. And if you get them all right, man, you're going to win both. But if you get nothing, you get nothing. So you know the rules.
Copy that.
And the hints that you're going to get are, you're going to get initials, the college, and with it being notable players, if you're not sure who it is, I'm going to give you the most notable team they were on, like where they got recognized.
Okay. That sounds good.
So let's get it popping.
Let's do it. Here for that perfect record.
Yes, sir. All right, Justin, you ready for this first one?
Let's go.
All righty, brother. Starting now.
Oh, man. Damn, I'm going to use a hint. What was his most recent team?
Well, his most notable team was the Seahawks.
It's not Sean Alexander.
That is running back Sean Alexander. He said it's not running back Sean. Yep. He spent a year with the Redskins.
I know that,
it doesn't look. It doesn't
number
look.
37.
Doesn't look right, does it?
Yeah, no, it don't.
Yeah, it does. So that's what I mean, man. Notable players just on teams you don't recognize them on.
Yeah, it's 1 of 1.
So 1 of 1, Justin. Starting off strong. All right, you ready for this next one?
I hope so.
All right, brother. Starting now.
What were the other hints?
Initials, and now you got college teams.
Shoot. Give me this guy's initials.
AJ.
I don't know if I know this one.
You got 10
Arnold
seconds.
Journer.
Arnold Journer is not a person. 5.
AJ.
4, 3,
Amon Jarvis.
2,
Adam Jarvis.
1. I'm sorry, Justin. That is wide receiver Andre Johnson.
Damn, I was thinking
Johnson.
a tight end, dude.
Yep. No, I know. He's big.
You just stumped me with that
Yep. That's Andre Johnson, Hall of
Okay.
Famer.
All right, we're coming back. Let's
All right.
do it.
1 for 2, Justin.
There's no perfect score today.
All righty, Justin. Ready for this next one?
Let's go.
All righty. Starting now.
Mr. Julio Jones.
That is not Julio Jones.
No?
He was most notable with the Falcons.
Oh, sorry. That's Roddy White.
Nope.
Oh,
I'll give you
no.
one more guess. Usually I give 2, but I'll give you one more.
Oh, no.
This guy is a Hall of Famer. I will
He's
say
a
that.
Hall of Famer.
You got 10 seconds.
Number 17.
5, 4, 3,
It's not AJ
2,
Green. I don't know.
1. No, Justin. That is Devin Hester.
Dang.
Devin
All right,
Hester.
so this old faces, new places thing ain't as easy as it looks.
No, but like I said, man, they're notable players. But yeah, you're going to get stumped on a
Yeah,
few of them.
come
So
on.
1 for 3.
So
1
at
for
least
3.
Get that 6 right.
So let's get this next one popping. Starting now.
Ed Reed.
That is safety Ed Reed. That was quick. I didn't think you were going to get that
That's a
one.
face you can't forget.
Angry face.
Ed Reed. Okay, all right.
Imagine seeing him come over the middle and sticking you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he spent like I think half a season with the Texans, then got traded to the Jets. So, wow, that was a good one. I didn't think you were going to get that. All right, Justin, you ready for this next one?
Yep.
Here we go. You're 2 for 4 right now.
4.
Starting now.
It's Ty Law.
That is cornerback Ty Law.
I didn't know he played for the Chiefs.
Yeah, spent actually I think a few seasons with the Chiefs after the Patriots. He's with the Jets, the Chiefs, and 1 season with the Broncos.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Ty Law, bro.
All right, three for 5.
3 for 5, man. Doing good, brother. All right, Justin, here's this next one. Starting now.
Michael Vick.
That is quarterback Michael Vick when he played for the Steelers.
Can't get that wrong.
Yeah, number 2. It's weird seeing him with a number other than 7, and he spent a season with the
Look at that
Steelers.
demeanor.
Yeah, you can tell, man.
That Mike Vick stash.
Yep, that's him, brother. Alrighty, man. 4 for 6.
No perfect score, but let's go for the 8 of 10.
Yes, sir, Justin. Not going to get your record, but it's all good. All good. Next time we have you on, you can go for that.
Going for the perfect score next time.
Got it. All right, here's this next one. Starting now.
This guy, a Hall of Famer.
He is not a Hall of Famer.
Running back. It ain't Larry Johnson. I'm just saying it
Not
ain't.
Larry Johnson. I'll give you one more guess, though, if you were to blurt one out.
And he's a running back. Give me his college. Ah, shoot.
Tulane. 5, 4, 3,
Chris Ivory.
2, 1. And I'm sorry, Justin. That's running back Matt Forte.
Ah, shoot. I should have known.
Yeah.
I forgot he played for the Jets. You got
Yeah,
me.
I know. That's what I mean. Did you see a guy like the uniform doesn't
I
look
know.
right?
I wouldn't have guessed that in 20 years.
So, yep, Matt Forte
All
on
right.
the Jets. Probably sucked with them because the Jets suck.
I thought it was pretty good, I think, from what I remember.
Yeah, well,
Now,
I mean, he's good with the Bears, but I'm saying the Jets. Anybody that goes to the
Yeah,
Jets, they
touche.
suck. Look at Le'Veon Bell.
yeah.
All right, Justin, here's this next one. So you are 4 for 7. Yep.
So,
All righty, Justin, here's this next one. Starting now.
that looks like Devin Singletary.
That is not Devin Singletary. He's a very well-known running back. He's won a Super Bowl.
He has, okay.
10 seconds.
What the heck was the other guy?
5, 4.
Shoot. Work done.
Nope, that is running back Reggie Bush.
Crap.
Reggie
That's
Bush,
Reggie
brother.
Bush.
Yes, sir. Actually, I think he had -1 rush yard that whole season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
All right, so you're 4 for 8.
4 for 8, man. I can try to break even.
Alrighty, here's this next one. Starting now.
Donovan McNabb.
That is quarterback Donovan McNabb. Yeah, him on the Vikings. I remember after he left the Eagles, he went to the Redskins, and he was on the Vikings, and he was out of the league. So
He was good on the Vikings, though, from what I remember.
yeah, I think he spent a season there. I actually think he got hurt. I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, man, that uniform, it don't look right. We all know
no,
from
but
the
that's
Eagles.
Dante Culpepper all day.
Yeah, right.
Keep
You know what I'm
him
saying?
there.
That is Donovan McNabb. So good one there,
All right.
Justin. 5 for
9.
5 for
So
9.
I can go 60% here.
Yeah, you could get the 40 cash if you get this one. Alrighty, Justin, here's this last one, and I think you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Starting
Tom Brady.
now.
Didn't know Adrian Peterson was on the team.
Yeah,
But,
that is
that's Adrian
that's
Peterson.
running back Adrian Peterson when he was on the Saints. Mind you, he played
I-
for the Saints for like a few games, and he got traded to the Cardinals.
Okay. So
Yep.
this is a trickier than the normal
Yeah.
trivia.
You got it though, man.
So-
You had to look at him. I mean, that one I felt like you were gonna get because you can see his
You got to
face.
do another round with somebody to see what they compare.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to do more rounds of that, but Justin, 6 of 10. So you're getting the 40 cash, brother. I mean, you know, not bad,
Not
bro.
bad at all.
So yeah, Justin, always good having you on. And like I said, anybody that wants to come on the show and join the pitch of this trivia, we'd love to have you guys
Come do
on.
it, It's fun.
So hit us up, let us know. So another great show, pitch of this trivia. Justin, again, great job, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Great
Appreciate
having you on, man.
Appreciate you
Appreciate
guys
it
having me on.
always. But yeah, you know, like I said, Frankie, man, with what you're dealing with, man, we hope we have you back soon. So get better soon,
Prayers
brother.
to Frankie. Everyone pray
Absolutely.
for Frankie.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm the new maid.
Maid? We don't need a maid. What the hell are you talking about?
Why is that door locking?
This building is a temple. Each month we must pay with a human sacrifice.
I like the sound of that. So I don't even know what the hell's going on. Oh, actually, you know what it is? That reminds me. So the new movie, They Will Kill You. Looks like an interesting movie. Actually reminds me of Ready or Not. It's coming out this week. Actually, the dude that plays Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter is in it too.
Tonight, you are the offering.
Tonight, we're the offering.
Keith, we should get the hell out of here, buddy.
Yeah, I'm with that. So from Beantown to your town, stay wicked Pissah, and from Foxborough to your borough, thanks for listening, everybody, and we're going to see you next week.
Gotcha.
Justin, just like last week, we got a duck, dude. Get down.
Go.